Horror Stories in York, Part 31. 27th of July, 1612, a Pendle witch in York. In England, 1612, people had only one thing on their minds: witches. And in Pendle Hill in Lancashire, 12 people were accused of witchcraft. One of those was Janet Preston. A native of Yorkshire, she was the only one brought here to York for trial. Janet worked as a housekeeper for Thomas Lister of Westby Hall. After his death, she continued her employment working for the master's son. But in early 1612, she was brought before a judge accused of witchcraft and killing a 1-year-old boy. With very little evidence, she was acquitted of all charges. A few days later, she attended a meeting at Malkin Tower in Pendle, Lancashire. The people who owned Malkin Tower had recently been arrested on charges of witchcraft, and the gathering was likely thought to be a cry for help. But when authorities heard about the meeting, they had everyone who had attended arrested on trumped-up charges of witchcraft. Despite the fact that Thomas Lister had died in 1608, Janet now stood accused of his murder. Her evidence was the fact that when she went to see Lister's body, the corpse had begun to bleed fresh blood profusely after she had touched it, a sure sign that she was a witch and had conspired with the devil about his death. Janet would not be so lucky at this trial, and on the 27th of July, 1612, she was found guilty and sentenced to hang 2 days later. She was hanged here at the Knavesmire, where many criminals face execution. And on the scaffold, even at the end, Janet professed her innocence. Perhaps the reason why she was accused of these terrible crimes all comes back to Thomas Lister. It was believed that she was once his beloved mistress, and after his death, with his son taking over the estate, perhaps it was he who accused her of witchcraft. After the first trial was acquitted, he simply invented another story, and this time Janet wouldn't be so lucky.